Hi, Adam here of Spring Up, and what I would like to do today is talk to you about the 5 things you must do in order to get positive media exposure in the regional media for your care home 95% of the time. So there are 5 things you have to do. Firstly, you have to have a good story within your care home or your care provider. Now, I know that if I walked into your home today, there would be 2 or 3 good news stories that would secure positive media exposure for your care home. And that can be anything from a strong human interest story involving one of your residents and staff. It might be some particular staff achievements, it might be a new initiative at your home, it might be some particular activities, therapeutic, reminiscent activities that you are doing, perhaps visits or partnerships with local schools, for example. These kind of stories will, I guarantee you, positive media exposure for your home. So that's the first thing. The second thing you need to do is be able to write up that story in a traditional news release or a media pitch. So you need to have someone who's used to and capable of writing a good story, and I would write it in full. That's the 300 words. Increasingly, regional media journalists are looking for the story for them on a plate. They're less likely to come and visit your home and to interview your home manager or any other people themselves. They like their stories on a plate, so provide it to them. The third thing you must do is have some great editorial photographs to accompany your news release that you are pitching. So great editorial photographs can make a massive difference, both how the story is used online and in the papers. Let's remember, papers regionally are still getting around to 8, 9, 10,000 plus audience, and that's prospective family members, and that's your commissioners in your area. They will read the local media. So having a great set of editorial photographs will increase the chances of the size of that piece that the journalist is going to write. The fourth thing you must do is make sure you target the correct journalist. And that might be a journalist on your local BBC radio, your local BBC or ITV television, or your local papers. Make sure you target an individual journalist who you've identified, and your news release or media pitch does not go through to a generic email address. So make sure you target the correct journalist. The amount of times I've seen stories not get covered because that media release is sent to a journalist who no longer works there, who's on holiday, who is now working on another patch, or often they just don't get it, they don't receive it, or say they don't receive it, or sometimes it even goes into spam folders. So that leads on to my 5th point, which is to make sure you follow up with those particular target journalists. Because as I said, those reasons I've mentioned before, sometimes why a story is not used, the only way that you can confirm and know that target journalist has received that story that you've sent to them with the photos is to follow up either via email or via phone. And I do recommend following up via telephone, and you can get their numbers. That's very easy to do. So do those 5 things, and I guarantee you 95% of the time you will get a positive story about your home in your regional media. So I hope that was useful. If you've got any questions, just email me, Facebook Messenger me, or put some comments below in this video. And our email address is www.springup-pr.com/ UK, and you'll see a section on care PR there. So hope that was useful, and thank you for your time.